MMXXII show. I'm the Trev. It's too sweet. You'll have to forgive me if my voice doesn't sound all there right now. But we're going to try and power through this one. Stop me if you've heard this one before. Ovie has a goal record. Not talking about this one. And we're not even talking about this one that we've been doing for the last couple of years. Talking about the one he set tonight. Most career goals by a single player with a single franchise in NHL history. Let's talk about it. Now I can promise you one thing, this won't be the only goals record with Ovechkin's name on it that we'll be talking about this season. And it's not even the Chase Tate 94. No, this one is a huge milestone, really. I mean, to score 700 goals in your career is one thing. I mean, seven other guys in league history can say they've scored more than 700 goals. To score 787 goals with one team, that takes an awful lot of goal scoring. And, I mean, obviously, Ovechkin's the most obvious choice to get this record, right? So Ovechkin scored the first goal of the game in Saturday's 3-2 loss to Arizona. Naturally from the one-timer spot where he scored so many of his goals. So for all you history and trivia buffs, the name attached to this goal is Karel Vejmelka. That'll be the goalie that led in goal number 787, but I mean, I can't think of a single goalie who will willingly stand in front of an Ovechkin slap shot or a one-timer from the point. So, of course, naturally, it was going in. I mean, when I think Ovechkin scoring against Arizona, I automatically think of the goal. And I think you know which one I'm talking about. You know, that one where he's falling on his back and it's still going in the net. That one. But for 787 with one team, no less. Now here's some statistical breakdown for you. Now it took Ovechkin 1,287 games to get to 787 goals with one team. And he did that 400 games fewer than Gordie Howe did it when he scored 1,786 with Detroit. And that was in 1,687 games. 400 exact. So that alone tells you how often and how frequent Ovechkin's scoring. And I mean, you don't need me to pull up the stats to know that Ovechkin is a scoring machine. I mean, you look at how many Rocket Richard trophies he has to his name. That alone tells you that the man loves to score. And that's not a bad thing. So for keeping track, that puts him 14 short of 801 or 15 short of 802, which is the new standard mark for number 2. I guarantee it. And you have to think that he ain't going nowhere else while he's in pursuit of 894. So you gotta think this record is staying intact for some time. Because not too many guys of the 8 that have scored 700 or more, with the exception of Ovechkin, have done it with one team. It's not up to date, but I mean, when you only have one name to update, that's not a bad thing. But you look at the names. Gretzky didn't do it with one team. Howe did it. But really, of the guys who have 700, not a one of them have, except for Ovechkin and Howe, have done it with one team. But that's one more goal record for Ovechkin. There's a couple more that he's in serious pursuit of. The biggest one, or at least the one I'm paying attention to the most, is road goals in a career. As it stands, he has 400 career road goals. The record, which belongs to Gretzky, is 402. So his next 3 road goals. And we have a video talking about that. There's the empty net goals that he's chasing on top of 802, which I think means more than 801. Sky's the limit at this point, really. I mean, these are all merely formalities on the way to 894, but they're still important. They're still NHL records. And they're still Gretzky records and Howe records that he's breaking. So they're definitely worth talking about. And it's nice to see a pure goal scorer in this day and age. Seriously chasing goal scorer marks. So that's my thoughts on it. Let me know your thoughts on Ovie setting a new modern scoring record for goals with one franchise. It's Trevs Hockey Show. I want to thank you for tuning in. Don't think I don't appreciate the gesture, especially if you've made it here. Again, my apologies for sounding so hoarse. Just not dealing with a few good throat things right now, but that's beside the point. Either way, if you made it this far, or you want to say hi, just let me know you're here. Hit that thumbs up. That red button that says subscribe all over it. You know what it does. Socials, in the description down below. So moving forward, well, again, there will be more Ovechkin videos throughout the season. I know there's a Kessel thing I'm watching. I think everybody's watching, but on top of that, I'm thinking I might do something for the first calendar month of the year. But either way, in the meantime, in between time, you look for more videos from Trev. Data.